In this video I'm gonna use Mazda CX-5 as an example, but the concept will apply to any other vehicles. Alright, before proceeding to the actual installation, let's talk about basics. This slide shows the entire wire diagram with two types of connections. So let's pretend this is your trunk switch, push button to open the trunk on a tailgate or on a trunk lid. With the tester tool you need to identify which current your trunk button has. Most common type, and this is pretty much all car has, negative current in the trunk switch, and some car has the positive, and we'll go about that a little bit later, but let's start from the negative connection since it's most common. Most of the vehicle using this type. Once you know the wire that triggers trunk opening, blue wire, you will tap into the switch trigger wire. The green one you will connect together with the black one to the ground, to the metal part of the vehicle. Red one is your 12 volt B+, and ACC you connect to the wire or to the fuse that has the power only when the vehicle is on, when the ignition is on. When it's off, there should be any power to this. With the positive connection, same thing, you need to identify which current goes to your trunk opening button, and if it's positive, the installation pretty much the same. You will still need to type in the blue wire, but then you need to slide it and install diode. We provide this diode in the package. You will need to solder it to the blue wire and isolate it with electrical tape. Then the green wire, instead of ground, you will connect to the positive, to the 12V B+ wire, and connect it to the constant power in the car. And then same thing with the ACC, you will connect it to the ACC power, where the power is on when the vehicle is on. For the white and red wires, the easiest way would be to run them to the fuse box, and since most of the car has the fuse box in the rear of the vehicle, in the trunk area, so you just need to locate two fuses, with one with the constant power for red wire and one with the power when the car is on. Just use the tester tool again and you can find these fuses in the fuse box. Some of the vehicle has fuse box on the front of the car on the either side, so you just need to pop those panels on the side of the dashboard or under the dashboard and you can locate fuse boxes over there. And the reason it's easiest way, because you always have access to the fuses, and also it's easy to locate those fuses, because with the wiring, if you tap into the wires like we're gonna do in this video, it will require extra knowledge, but I was able to locate those wires using just a regular tester tool from 99 cents. Again, don't fully rely on my word right here, because every single car could have different approach. I would still double check all the wiring in the vehicle with the tester tool. To tap into a fuse box, you will need fuse stop connectors. We don't provide these because there are several types of fuse stop connectors in fuses, so it's not possible for us to provide all of them. Let's talk about the fuses. The most common ones is ATO regular fuse right here, mini fuse, and low profile. Like Mazda uses low profile mini fuses. In Audi they have a combination. They have ATO and low profile or mini fuses, don't remember exactly, but before ordering, if you are going route with tapping into the fuse box, I would recommend locate fuses which you're gonna use to tap into first, remove them, look at this diagram, figure out which fuse you have, and then just Google which fuse stop connector you need, and you can get them on Amazon like for $5-6 bucks. They're relatively cheap. And this slide explains how to use this fuse stop connector. Like in our example, we're gonna show for Mazda, we're using a low profile fuse stop ATM, and the way you're using it, you pull out the original one, original fuse, and put it in the first light right here, and the second one will go to the kick to open trunk release. And we highly recommend that you use the one that goes to the kick opener. Is the step below the original one. So let's say you are using original one 20A, you'll be installing right here 15A. Or if you're using 15A right here, you will be using 10A or 5A. Yeah, you can use 5, 7.5, 10, but it's gonna be lower than the original. And if you decide not to type in into the fuse box like I did in this video, I was just typing it into the regular original wiring. I was using the fuses inline. You can use either this type, or like in this video I'm using this type of inline fuses with the 5A fuses for the positive and ACC wires. So let's go back to the car. So let's look how to remove trim in Mazda CX-5, but as I already said, the concept will be the same for other vehicles. So first remove carpet in the trunk, and then remove 2 foam pieces around the spare tire. Then you need to remove central plastic trim on top of the bumper by removing 2 plastic clips on the inner wall inside the compartment. Then use your fingers, release the clips, pull hard upwards. Then go ahead and remove another clip on the left side wall panel. Unscrew the following. Behind the seat release lever you'll find the plastic cover. When you remove it, you'll find the Phillips screw, and then another Phillips screw will be on the other end of the panel. On the bottom you will find one bolt, 10mm bolt, and then the other one would be hidden in the plastic cover on the rear wall. Then all you need to do, just pull it with the orange tool from the few clips on the wall itself and remove the panel on side. You don't need to remove completely, just kind of like put it aside. They will give you enough access and room to work and get access to the wires on the wall. As you can see, the gray connector, that's where we're gonna get our constant power, and I'll show you later which wire to connect. And on the bottom you'll see this rubber seal. That's where we're gonna make a hole and run our wires from inside to the out. Remove the rubber cap and run the wire from the inside to the outside and connect them into a control unit. The next step would be a really important step. Before attaching anything permanently, use masking tape or painter's tape and attach control unit and sensors outside the bumper. And test the system first. Do not attach control unit and sensors on the metal parts. Place sensors within 4 inches between each other. Make sure sensors and wiring not crossing with each other. You will need to find the perfect spot. The foot motion will be detected at any length of the sensors, so it doesn't need to be on the end tip. You can kick foot anywhere within those sensors. Using a scissors or drill bit, make a hole in a rubber seal and run the wires through them. Don't make a huge hole, just enough to run the wires through. And I would recommend still to apply some silicone glue to seal it completely so there is no moisture coming inside the vehicle. Install the rubber cap back into the place. The final result will look like this. Then go ahead and remove plastic piece on the tailgate. It's very easy to remove it. And Mazda owners, after removing this piece, they can stop removing any other trim, since I already did homework for them. And we'll be connecting tailgate blue trigger wire to the one of these white connectors over here. But to track the trigger wire, I actually had to remove the trim and locate the push button and then track the wire from there to this connector, so I don't have to run all the way to the push button. So this will be extra bonus. I'll just show you how to remove the entire tailgate panel. So there are a few clips you need to remove first. Then you need to remove plastic piece covering the emergency trunk release button, and it will give you access just to this push button. There is 2 clips on the top and 1 clip on the bottom. Go ahead and remove white connector. Here's the clips I was talking about. Then all you need to do, just pull hard and remove it from metal clips. There's several of them around the edges of the plastic cover. The trunk handle also was hard, so just work around, pull gently, and eventually it will come off. Then disconnect connector from the trunk light. Here's the clips. There are 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top. Connect green and black wire to the ground of the car. Connect white wire to the purple wire in this white connector. This harness going to the fog light, and there is purple wire that has ACC wire in it. Peel black electrical tape covering from the wire harness, locate purple wire on the lower end of the connector and tap the white wire into it. Connect red wire 12 volt constant power wire into the thick green wire in this harness. Run blue wire from the trunk to the tailgate along the rubber seal. Disconnect couple sealing clips just to make more room to run the wire. To run the blue wire into the tailgate, do not use left rubber cover, instead use the right rubber cover. There is more room to run it through. Attach blue wire to provided zip tie with electrical tape and fish it through the rubber cover. Then run it to the white connector on the tailgate. After I found that Mazda uses black and white wires for the push button to open trunk, I tracked those wires to this middle white connector and tap blue wire to the white wire in this middle white connector. Don't pay attention on the color of the wire, it's green, but you'll run your blue wire. The green one we were just testing and using our wire. To install coaxial cable sensors, you'll need to remove this small plastic piece underneath the bumper by removing 2 plastic clips, and then using the small screwdriver remove another 2 clips attached inside the holes of this plastic trim. Here I'm showing those clips. They're easy to pull out. Before attaching 3M tape on sensors, pre-clean the area with degreaser. In Mazda CX-5 there are 2 metal brackets that hold the bumper underneath. The sensor will fit exactly between those brackets. The sensors should not cross with each other and should be within 4 inches between each other. The wires from the unit to the sensors also should not cross. Attach control unit to the plastic part of your vehicle. Do not attach it to any metals. We place control unit over here so you can see where we're gonna hide it, and you can pre-drill couple holes in the bumper and tighten it with the zip tie. Also use another zip tie and existed holes at exhaust pipe arch and zip tie wire up there. Secure another wire point with zip tie at existing holes at the fog light. And you are all done. Now is the time to test the system again. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, please contact us at www.carsgadget.com and we'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, hit the like button and hit that bell button to be notified when new releases will be coming up. And we have coming soon new videos with OEM retrofit, parking sensors installation, blind spot assist, 3D, 360 bird view camera kit, and the real bomb is the Mazda Android interface. Look forward to seeing you guys in the next video.